we're embracing the random as often does happen with Squeekyg in the match. They've banned Dry Arabia and Prairie to start us off with, and and then Squeekyg favoring Nomad Mega Random as his home map, David M182 with just standard Mega Random as his home map, and then Golden Heights is. Oh, that's right. Okay, so here's the deal with this one. Okay, this draft is slightly wrong. David thought it just banned until the end, so he was trying to ban Golden Heights, but they actually ended up on. So that means that the other map of the last two that were left between Golden Heights and whatever the other one was, you can skip forward to that point in time. Mountain Clearing. It's going to be Mountain Clearing for this first game. Just a little misclick in the draft. We decided to overlook it and continue on. Squeekyg picking Malians first. Here, we can actually go through this in as if it was happening right now. Malians, David picking the French. No surprises here. Joan of Arc for David as second pick. Rus for Squeekyg. Mongols for Squeekyg. Delhi and English for David. Actually, that last one is random. And Ottomans for Squeekyg. So they're allowed to play these civs in any order that they choose. They have 4 civilizations with a maximum of 3 games, so they have a little bit of wiggle room. The only restriction being that you can't play a civ again if you have won a game with it. So we'll see how this goes. Here we go, chat.
Back to the action.
Back to the action. Here we've got Squeekyg in yellow playing as the Rus, and opposite Squeekyg on the south side, David M182 in green. I almost said green. In blue, playing as the Delhi Sultanate. I said green because, you know, if you're playing the Delhi in any other color than green, you're really doing it wrong. Basically, David has already lost this game for that one choice.
Well, if you mix yellow and blue, you get green.
That's a good point.
So
could bode well for him in the
when they're fighting, that's when the green comes in.
The true Delhi will be revealed. Okay. Well, David, this is definitely an off pick for him, right? He's just said, I'm favorited here. We're picking some crazy maps. I'm just gonna have some fun with it. Pick the Delhi and just go crazy. Not a civ we see very often, and not a civ we see from David, really. Color theory stream, exactly. Break out the color wheels. We've got ourselves a game, you know. Hunting cabin. Lumber camp up here for Squeekyg. Going for that classic Rus opening with the scouts coming out as well from that hunting cabin. That acts as like their mill, basically. And it can also produce scouts. The Rus are all about that hunt in this game. Gonna be able to don't say that too fast. You gotta be careful when you say that. They're gonna get some gold bounty, the bounty for killing deer, for killing wild animals on the map. So we might see David go and deny some of these by killing them himself. That's one thing about the Rus. They're kind of annoying in that aspect, is they force the enemy player to do something in response and change their gameplay just by picking that civ. Squeekyg trying to get as much bounty as he can actually loses a scout. Killing 1 deer, and David is actually doing an incredible job of just going back and forth and pushing all of these deer in near the TC all at the same time. That's insane. That I didn't even consider that as a possibility.
And he killed them all.
And now he's killing them all. Now in Age of Empires 4, it's a newer game, right? It came out like 2 years ago. The kids these days, they can't handle all the things that they could back in 1999. So in this case, deers, wild animals, sheep, they don't decay. All right, it's kind of a baby mode version of Age, but you got to do what you got to do to get the players these days, I guess. Was that too far? Maybe that was too far. I don't know.
This is baby mode.
Yeah.
Just like every other game nowadays.
That's true. Bring me back 2016 Fortnite. Didn't they already do that? They brought back the old map. Control groups must be 12 units max. Okay.
They didn't bring back the original. They brought back like a 2017 version, I think.
Oh, interesting.
I don't.
Yeah. Well,
I don't really
Squeekyg,
know.
to his credit, is actually taking a cue from David and doing the same thing and pushing all these deer in simultaneously to the TC. So, but you're gonna have some very efficient deer gathering from both players here. Looks like he's cleared up all of these two side carcasses as well. We might see Squeekyg opt to go to research the professional scouts technique, which allows him to pick up these carcasses, one per scout, and take them back home and drop them off over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Squeaky loves doing that. I think he gets a little bored in the early game if he can't yoink all the deer off the map. Really do be Christmas Eve, Eve, Eve. Yes, indeed, indeed. I almost looked up like the cubed sign and went for the Christmas Eve cubed, but it was too much work. David with the mosque, and now the Tower of Victory as his choice of landmark. This landmark has it's been redeemed from what it was on Age of Empires 4 launch day. So these days, it's really solid. Enables Tower Victory mosques and madrasas to increase the attack speed of infantry by plus 20% when produced within their influence. And that influence, we should be able to see. Maybe it doesn't show. I don't know. It's just the same as the Delhi or as the Abbasid Golden Age influence. Any units, any buildings that are connected in a chain nearby to that Tower Victory will get that plus 20% infantry unit attack speed for everything produced out of it. Pretty solid stuff. That's it. David going for the stable to start off with here. Not going to be using that feudal age landmarks bonuses. Squeekyg. Can we see the hang on. Hunter's Boon. So this is another thing that happens with the Rus. When you kill deer or whatever, wild animals, boars, wolves, it like keeps track of that bounty. And if you get a certain threshold of the bounty, there's 3 stages, your villagers all become more efficient. So with 100 bounty, which we actually can't see which stage he's on because, again, spectator mode kind of is ass in Age 4. They've worked on it a lot. This whole UI is fantastic, so they do what they can. But we can't see which stage he's on, basically, without going out of spectator mode, which we're not going to do. At least, he's at the very least getting plus 5% food rate, plus 10% more gold from hunting cabins nearby. These workers, they're getting buffed. David with a scout attacking a hunting cabin over on that side is going to force a reaction from Squeekyg. He's also making some Ghazi Raiders. I guess these are unique units to the Delhi. I've never seen these ever in the game before. These are fairly new. Also, I guess we never see the Delhi ever be played, so that's the other aspect of that. But I'm zooming in on these boys.
Everything is new to me in this game because I've never played it.
We love to look at things with some fresh eyes, even by proxy. That's why I'm glad you're here. Movement speed, 1.8 tiles per second. That's pretty speedy. Scout is only 1.6. I think they might be a little faster. These are like a horseman replacement, right? They have a club, they have a mace. Might be a little more damage doing on these guys. 140 health. I don't know if Squeaky will make a horseman to compare, but he's going for the early knights. Rus also have access to this as well, along with the French knights in feudal age. And David just spamming out army right now. 3 Ghazi Raiders, 1 scout, an archer, spearman, 2 spearmen, another archer. Just going full aggro for the minute, going for those walls on the side. Now, Chet, do you know, is this going to be a blocked? Like, can you block through berries too? Because that's crazy. Made units before making any elephants. Yeah, also shaking my head with that one as well. David really just, he's misplaying a lot here. No elephants on the field yet. This wooden fortress, by the way, another Rus unique bonus. Any lumber camp within range of that, which gets expanded by further lumber camps being placed, you'll see these villagers drop off 12 food each. They're getting a little bit of a drop-off bonus, similar to the Chinese imperial official supervise mechanic. Could one house wall by just placing palisades between each house? No. So the AoE 4 devs they're very particular about not allowing buildings to block movement. They should be more particular about that when it comes to rams pathing, but they like are real serious. They don't want buildings to be able to be used as movement blockers. So walls don't connect to buildings, basically. You can always go next to a building as a unit. It's a choice. I think it's probably good. AoE 2 quick walling, you know, building walling is fun, but it's not necessarily, you know, the most like a realistic situation to have. It seems kind of like a relic of mild exploitation at times. Maybe they snap? I don't know, but I know you can always pass through next to buildings. It might be that they like snap to... I know they decrease the distance that you're allowed to build walls near buildings. So you can like build walls closer than you used to be able to. Same update as the like blockers thing that they changed to. So that might even, it might be doable to like block rams pathing so much that they're ineffective if you do that enough, but I think it's just snapping to like the new nearest possible build position. Deli did a 1-1-1 build, so you tried it. Okay. Well, it's working out so far, at least as far as military count goes. Score as well. Squeekyg kind of looking for that next thing, I think. Sacred Victory also approaching. There's one sacred site on this map. In Age of Empires 4 competitive, all victory conditions are enabled, right? So you can do a wonder, you can do sacred site. There's no relic victory condition.
You can build a wonder.
Yeah, you can build a wonder. They recently changed how
Nice.
the cost of the wonder scales. Like, if you're in a 4v4, it's way more expensive than if you're in a 2v2. Like, based on the map size is how it scales. So it's kind of
Doesn't
interesting.
matter. Always worth it.
Always worth it. But David looks like he's fortifying up palisade walls on either side. With the deli, he's getting extra gold from having the sacred site. It's a deli bonus. He's going to go for the sacred victory, it seems like. I sound surprised, like I haven't watched the game. I guess that's what the play is, though. So we'll see how that pans out. House is in the back for Squeekyg. Army value with about 1,000 off for yellow. What the frick is that? Compound of the Defender for David M1A2. Infantry units can build stone walls, gates, and towers. Reduces stone cost of buildings and their emplacements by 20%. Contains defensive technologies that ignore building Imperial Age requirements. One other thing, actually David is not making use of this, but the Delhi can build defensive structures with their infantry units and with their archers. So they can build palisade walls right out of the gate, build palisade gates. The compound of the Defender will also allow their infantry units, their melee, their foot units to build stone defensive structures. Kind of crazy. I forgot about that. Fair enough. Fair enough. Coming from somebody who tried to tower rush the English, I can't blame you. There's that compound of the Defender bringing David to the Castle Age. Squeeky going for a little bit of a runaround on the backside. Not going to find any vills. David has pulled them away in plenty of time. Remember that, yeah. And now Squeekyg also, he's got army on the front. He's pulled a lot of David's army to the back, so this is actually kind of good positioning from yellow, but are the numbers there? And are the unit types there? It doesn't necessarily seem like it. These Ghazi Raiders able to push back the archers. No spearmen here for Squeekyg. David is going to have to start mining gold outside of his base. I guess maybe he's just broadening his options. And on yellow's side, we got Abbey of the Trinity coming up for the Castle Age. Acts as a monastery, can produce warrior monks at half the cost and contains unique religious technologies. I feel like warrior monks, they need a little love. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just the low level at which I play the game, but they seem a little bit lackluster. You know. I guess the thing that this really gives you is, upon hitting Castle Age immediately without having to build a monastery, the ability to get monks out. They're also faster than regular monks, so you can really snipe the relics a lot more quickly than other civs, which I guess is a pretty significant boost. He was thinking about that sacred site. Yeah, I mean, I guess he'd be able to capture it for himself with the warrior monks. And that is very much a point at which this map revolves around the single sacred site. Eco count, by the way, let me mention, it's the same for both players. 46 actually, Squeekyg right now with the 1 eco. It's like a half villager lead, right? There it evens up a little bit. So great job there from both players, just continuing to produce at the same rate. Also, here's another Delhi bonus. All of their researches in every building are free, but they take an ungodly amount of time to research. You can lessen the amount of time it takes to research things by having the building within the range of a mosque that has scholars garrisoned in it. But that's why we see all of these researches coming in from David. He's not spending resources on them. He's just clicked them all, and they're all just going to come in as they will. I'm actually kind of a fan of that. It's taken them time to figure out the right balance for, especially those Imperial Age technologies. Seems like they take so long to research, but Warrior Monk's going to be able to grab at least Squeekyg's 2 relics, and a big fight going on in the middle. David with that wall. This could go, I guess the micro here is really what turns the tide. Squeeky with a good amount of archers, though. Like, that's a lot of archers. Bet he's going for a relic victory. They can store 20 scholars in the madrasa. Oh, the madrasa, yeah. Isn't that their, like, replacement for the university, or am I tripping? Looks like now spearmen able to get in range of Squeekyg's knights. Clear them up, and now it's just the archers. David's gonna have enough Ghazi Raiders to clean this up, I think. Along with his own archers, and Squeekyg gonna lose that army. It's way more. Unless they change that. Interesting. Stream Elements, I think, triggered that Wololo command when he said relic. Nice. I think I put a bunch of keywords in there like 5 years ago for whenever random words triggering that kind of thing. Here's our first elephant, the war elephant. He's out here. He's chilling on the sacred site.
That is a big boy.
Look at this boy. Oh yeah. I'm not trying to take thumbnail shots. No, that's not me. I'd never. Relic victory. Villager count still is the same. Squeekyg with 2 TCs now might start to pull ahead, but he's got 55 seconds to make a difference in this game. And the Palisade Wall might be too much for him. We'll see. No, okay, 5 army right now for Squeekyg. 2 of which are religious units. The warrior monks. Warrior priests. David, okay, well the wall not going to be a problem now. David deletes the wall. Gives his opponent a chance, I guess. Maybe he just wanted more room to maneuver. You can never know. And it looks like these outposts both have the Springald upgrade, which gives him
he's toying with Squeekyg.
He's toying with them.
He's basically said, "Come here."
He's actually deleted all of his units other than the elephant. So truly an honorable Delhi player after all. He redeems himself at the last second. I don't know if we can count that, but elephant's only victory. Squeekyg not able to get past the Springald emplacements of these towers, and David takes the first game there. Yeah, Age 2 is non-stop Vil production as well, up to like 100, 120 Vils. It's pretty much the same as far as that goes. The only real difference is that you can't produce Vils while you're aging up in Age of Empires 2, which is it's a little bit of a different twist. But good match. David with that instant Sacred Site cap, able to hold on to it right until the very end. We've got Nomad Mega Random. Okay, this is Squeekyg's home map. This is the most random settings we can have here. And these players are just looking around for a place to put their town center. Ideally, you want to have a food source, right? You want to have some wood, and you want to have gold. It's kind of the ideal situation, especially as Malians. We'll get into the civs when they place their TCs down. But right now, that's what they're looking for. Squeekyg's finding this river. This mega random map is pretty wacky as far as AoE4 mega random maps goes. We got one river on the right side, and the entire rest of the thing is just like stealth forests. David with almost all of the trees on the left now. And then a bunch of the points of interest like sacred sites, trade posts, neutral trade posts, all like in the north middle of the map here. Players just tapping away on those TCs. All right, on the east, on the west side of the map, we've got David M1A2 playing as the I just hid the UI. The English, playing as the English for this game 2 in blue. Squeekyg in yellow playing as the Malians on that eastern side next to the river. And I'm not sure necessarily which civ is favored here. Obviously, the English with their 7 range archers. Not quite as exciting as 12 range archers, but maybe it's equivalent with how everything is sized in this game. I don't know. Squeekyg with that TC. He's gonna have it up about 20 seconds before David, I think. Maybe a little less than that. All the wood is on David's side, yeah. This is an interesting one. So the Malians, they've been in the game for about a year now. One of the first of 2 civs added after the game launched. The Malians and the Ottomans. They're an interesting one. They kind of revolve around gold. They can build a building on the gold vein. Imagine playing Mega Random in Attorney Omega. Well, yeah, some people like to have fun, you know. I can't blame them for having a little fun. And then, so that building, he's going to get it down right now. Pit mine. Mines 35 gold per minute without depleting the deposit. If a deposit has been depleted, the pit mine can be replaced on exhausted gold veins. So you just get 35 gold trickle per minute. And you can also build houses and mining camps like around the edge of it to increase the gold trickle as well. So we'll see that quite a bit with the Malians. It's all about controlling those gold mines. The English, they need no introduction. They got their archers, their defensive civ, they got their villagers with short bows that can shoot at range. Plenty of other options as well. We'll see which direction David decides to take it. I can tell you, he's not thinking about anything standard right now. Real gamers play mega random. That's right. Yeah, well, that's what that emote's there for. So good usage. These players looking for scouts, or their scouts are looking out here for sheep. Squeekyg just passing by. David, remember, neither of these players knows where the enemy is, where their TC is. Just oh, that's so close. Just based on just because this is a nomad game, so it could be anywhere. It's not a preset spawn. At mining camp now for David. Squeekyg really just rushed that pit mine up. Just looking for enough wood to be able to afford more houses. The Malian houses also, they provide less housing than a standard civ. It's only 5, where a standard civ in the Age of Empires 4 provides 10 housing. And they have way less HP. That's 500 health on that house versus 750 on a English house. They're cheaper though too, so you really just want to be spamming those out here. Vision toggle, procaster, yeah, exactly. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. I just got that on the mouse, left and right on the mouse wheel. It's so convenient. Unless I have to play Age 4, then I have to change my entire hotkey profile because it isn't set up right to be able to play and do that at the same time. But we're all about the casting over here. David dropping that TC on the berries is going to give him a little slower food source, but a reliable one. Long into the feudal age, I would imagine. Squeekyg also close to the berries. Might need a mill to keep that efficiency up, though. Villager count actually in favor of David by quite a lot here. I think Squeaky might be struggling for food. He's got 5 food in the bank, producing 2 more vills. Might have had some issues with that food gathering. Should be able to bring his scout home. He's collected quite a few sheep with that now, but we're just building up. We're seeing where the game takes us in the dark age here. David with the pro leash, taking those sheep, not even running all the way to the TC with them. As long as the enemy scout doesn't come by at exactly the wrong moment, that's a pro play. And Squeekyg gonna finally drop off those sheep as well. David dropping the council hall, surprise, surprise for the English, and he has just now spotted Squeekyg's town center. Squeaky not seeing the enemy TC yet. From the wiki, first madrasa built grants 3 free scholars upon completion. Upon up to 20 scholars can garrison inside a madrasa to speed up research times. Well, what do you know? Maybe the Delhi Imperial Age is yet to be fully explored. Personally, since I've played Mongols since launch, I always forget to build the madrasas and the universities whenever I play a different civ anyways. So you don't get those as the Mongols. Every upgrade is just in the blacksmith.
Pretty historically accurate.
That's right. Squeaky, unfortunately, is going to miss out on 1 house here around this gold vein, around this pit mine, just due to the spawn of that river. But he's just getting passive gold right now at 121 per minute. David less than that with 3 workers mining away. So there's that Malian gold income coming in clutch. Now David moving up to that stone on the north. He's actually got some real poor stone access. It's between that and one similar distance away on the south. Squeekyg, stone a little closer if he wants to use it for anything. And Squeekyg also is not even close to clicking that feudal age building. No deer, no food either. Yeah, those deers are a little risky out there in the middle of the map. As the English, though, you just get that mill down. Provides an area of effect for any farm nearby. I've clicked the villager. Can I get the mill? Oh yeah, look. Oh, we can see the little plus around every farm that's being boosted by it. Farm harvest rate increased by 15/20/25/30 by age within the influence of a mill. So English got some solid eco bonuses. That's one of their main ones. Squeaky with the sheep. And he is finally going to make it to the Mansa Quarry. Malian, age 2, economic landmark, generates 75 gold per minute or stone if you prefer stone, but most people just leave it on the gold generation. Malians just lean on their passive gold income. Squeekyg also walling off this pit mine, so if David wants to come down here and deny it, he's going to have to break through at least a palisade wall. There's no other crossing there.
Oh, you can't cross that river by yourself?
No. So
Okay.
this area is the crossing here. It's a little more clear on the mini map, right? The like lighter blue areas.
I
It's
see.
gonna be everywhere that has like the cart tracks or whatever. So there's 3 crossings across this river. It's gonna be interesting to see how Squeakyg uses that with. I guess there's 3 golds on the far side. If he walls it off completely, you could have some fairly safe gold spots for the Malians. Squeakyg with the dock, though. Love to see it. Plenty of shorefish around here to take. Boost your economic unit count. It's actually 25-24. He's catching up there.
Imagine building a naval brigade.
Building some ships, maybe some demo ships. Blow up some units around the coastline. It could be pretty useful also to just defend these crossings. You never know. These gold mines will, these pit mines, I guess, will just continue producing gold forever, right? Even if the gold gets mined out by villagers. So, pretty key areas for the Malians. Now we've got ourselves a mill right next to the town center. Not something you see every day. I guess the Chinese and the Malians would be the only 2 really that you'd want to do this with. Because with the mill, as the Malians, you can buy cattle for 90 gold each, and that's just another. Basically, it's like a super sheep. You just get another one of those to take with your villas. You can also build little pastures around to put the cattle in to slowly trickle in food. Malians are all about population efficiency with their economy, and then kind of just making a lot of garbage military units. It's an interesting give and take. David going for outposts in the Stealth Forest. Stealth Forests are a mechanic in Age of Empires 4. As you can see, this villa I can see nothing because they're in the like red shaded Stealth Forest area.
Mm-hmm.
But outposts and scouts can see through the Stealth Forest. So it's going to give him a little more info on what's happening in the middle of the map. David also, TC on that stone in the north. He's just going even harder onto the stone. And there's another lumber camp, refreshing that lumber camp there.
Squeaky's utilizing the river for the food, which is good for him since he was struggling with that in the beginning.
This is true. Good stuff there. We're gonna see him throw these cattle into the cattle ranch, I assume. 25 food per minute. I think you can fit 3 cows in each. Come on, do it. He's also got that second pit mine up on. It's on a smaller gold vein, but still doing work.
And he's not able to maximize the housing in that because of that forest right there.
Yeah, the forest is blocking that. I think the only effect that a smaller gold vein has is that you can't fit as many houses around it. So 35 per minute there, 35 per minute there as well. But all of these guys are boosting it, obviously. Squeaky scouting out that forward gold from David. And he's got these guys in the pasture. I can't click on them. It's also confusingly taking one right in the middle of it as well. Crazy English Town Center range, once again, going crazy. Squeaky narrowly avoids that drive-by. And David is dropping a barracks. Also, third town center for David in the north. He's milled the deer up here too. Talking down those food. So this is unusual, right? In the feudal age, especially these days, newest update, nerfing it a little bit. The second TC, the third TC. He's going all in on the eco. he's making town centers, just making vills. Somebody like hammering in the apartment downstairs. If you hear that, apologies. And here is Squeaky's Castle Age timing. It's gonna beat out anything David would be looking to do right now. He's going for the Farimba Garrison. So that's gonna be one of the main power spike timing like choices for the Malians. With a tooltip, you can see produces barracks and archery range units 5 at a time. Unit cost is converted completely to gold, and it reduced 10%. So if you've got a solid gold economy, Squeaky might need to increase his gold mining and everything to be able to sustain this. But he's going to be able to spam out a ton of units with this, 5 at a time. And it's really all about the numbers for that Castle Age Malian timing. 6 fishing ships too. Squeaky gonna have to delete a house in order to build a mining camp, which will also, it does the same job as a house, but you're gonna need that in order to mine the gold. David with a few longbows, also going for some big walls around the front gold pile there. David kind of doesn't have great access to gold at the moment. He's got this one in the back, but it's maybe more exposed than the forward gold here, which is close to the production buildings and everything, and has an outpost already. Squeekyg is planning. He hasn't done it yet. I think he only gained access to pit mines. It's like 1 per age, so you won't see people spam them all down at once. You kind of get like 1 every now and then that you're allowed to place down. So he's gonna get that one up here at some point once he gets enough wood or whatever it is. And here's the white tower for David. As Squeekyg moves out, these are his first 5 units mass produced out of the Farimba Garrison. David does get all those wall foundations up, and he has enough longbows for now to push this back, but he's gonna need to get this white tower up. This is a defensive landmark. This is one of the strongest like defensive like keep landmarks you're gonna see. And you can produce units out of it as the English too. So Squeekyg also with the sofas out here roaming around. These are Malian replacement for knights with a few different attributes. And these gold miners are actually exposed. Squeekyg going to be able to kill some villagers here. It's 4-0 right now, and 5-0 on the Eco KD. David not reacting to that. There it goes. Pulling away now. Some farms on the back for David. Still on that 3 TC life. Squeaky on 1 with also the fishing ships though. I thought he was burning the fence. Oh, fair, fair. You gotta look around all over the map. Sometimes you don't see everything. If your TCs are on the other side of the map or whatever. So there's the white tower finally coming up. That's gonna defend this entire area. English range is insane. Look at this. Good grief. Not gonna defend the farms though. Farms exposed on the south side. David going for more walls. I'm surprised he didn't just drag it all the way across here. Maybe he thought there wasn't enough time to get that down. Gonna try to wall him in on that back instead. Running out of time there too. Squeekyg doing a great job keeping the pressure on right now. It's just bad. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, it happens when you're when you got the military unit count disadvantage. You're just kind of under pressure, right? Squeeky kiting. Oh, David with the re-wall, fully blocking in the units here. Horseman goes down though. It's just longbows. Longbows should be able to clean that up though. And Squeekyg is just lacking on the gold income to be able to do too much more with that Frimby garrison. Would have loved to see more units out of that now. At this point, here comes some veteran javelin throwers. Like he got 2 batches of javelin throwers out. Now, if you've played Age of Empires 2, you might know about the unit type that's called the skirmisher, right? Anti-archer ranged unit. You might have missed you might have missed that unit in the Age of Empires 4. We haven't seen it ever at all. You can't make him as any civ. But with the Malians, they added an equivalent of the skirmisher. It's a little different in how all the balance and how all the damage and everything adds up. But it basically does the job as an Age of Empires 2 skirmisher would. It's an anti-archer ranged unit. You do bonus damage to archers. Countered by horsemen. Low health. Ranged armor. What have you. They do pretty good damage too. They have pretty high damage in general. They're just very expensive. So that's kind of where they differ from skirmishers, I think, is the cost is like really high. They're not really a trash unit. Where skirmishers in Age of Empires 2 are kind of like the cheap version of the unit out of the archery range. Javelin throwers are very much more just you gotta make this in a niche situation against archers. But he's doing a good job, Squeeky, keeping the pressure on, getting villager kills, killing spearmen with these too. They're pretty solid all around.
That town center range is just probably annoying him right now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Squeaky finding that farming outpost in the back, but David has already moved villagers away from that. He's done a great job of... oh, he's actually back here. He's going to drop a different one all the way in the back on the other side. He's done a great job running with all the vills preemptively. That's a skill that you don't see everybody pick up on right away, right? Sometimes people get raided, they get units in their base, and they just like leave all their villagers on the resource and just let them die or whatever. Wait until it's too late to move them away. They would preemptively running away, trying to avoid that taking that damage. Very good unit versus English. Yeah, I would say so. The spearman archer combo here from David is certainly something. Should we address this right now, Craig, or should we like leave it? Mike is fuzzy again. Unbelievable. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. And we are back. The anticipation is killing me. Well, we can address it. We got ourselves a bona fide Ram Ranch situation here. David using Squeaky's famed tactic against him. 4 Rams out and 7 more in the queue out of what is this? 7 siege workshops. I had to.
Need 18 Rams to get this Ram Ranch going.
Yeah, we'll see how many Rams he ends up with here. Hopefully it is at least 18. Like, come on.
With those big, throbbing, hard Rams.
Squeaky has done a good job poking and prodding at the edges, making army and being annoying. And David he's had to just kind of turtle up, make some army to defend with this strategy he's got in mind. 11 Rams now. 5 more coming. That's 16.
2 more.
Yeah, it is surprising villager difference is only like 20, 30. It's only 30. Maybe a little more now. Maybe a little less. Couldn't tell you. That also does include the fishing ships, but I gotta say again, Squeekyg does a great job making eco units. Honestly, every game I've seen, he's always been on top of it. Squeaky moving out now with the javelin throwers. Javelin throwers not going to be able to do a lot to Rams. 67 on wood. 72 on wood. Where's the lumber? Oh, baby, look at those. It's 55 over here. There's 19 more over here. He's chopping so many trees right now to afford all these rams. And we're going well past 18. These guys, they're pathing around the wall right now. At this point, it might be pertinent just to delete the wall, but I think David is just standing here in awe of all of the beautiful rams. The train.
Oh my
Choo
goodness,
choo.
look at that.
Here they come. Oh, do we make this the thumbnail, chat, and spoil YouTube, or do we save it in the secret for them to find out? I don't know. This is beautiful though. Truly, the Rams are here.
It is Ram Ranch on Squeekyg.
The pathing. Squeekyg faces the Ram Ranch strategy, and he's using the villagers against the Rams, but there are so many Rams. Chat, Craig. Sorry, I'm breaking into Ram Ranch mode. The Ram Ranch it's making its way over. There's only 2 more landmarks remaining. The villagers, they're burning. They're doing what they can. But the Rams, it's 23 Rams, 6 more in the queue. They're still coming in. Okay, I don't want to peak the mic too much. It's probably gonna cause some more static. 2 more landmarks. 1 down. 1300 HP left before this game is over, and the Rams take the match for Squeekyg. There it goes. Whew. Here we've got the all those timelines, all those stats for this game. Villager count. We compare the villager count with the economy count, and you see Squeekyg's numbers jump up quite a bit. So huge fishing props there. Yeah, I wish I could rewind the game, but there's not the technology to do that in 3D, unfortunately. So, score. Sorry, I can't help but shade this game. This is a good game. I don't know why I always do that. Great stuff there, David, giving us a little bit of an entertaining game there for that last one of the match. And Merry Christmas!